I talked to eCapitol News Director Shawn Ashley about other stories at the Capitol. Shawn, this was deadline week, and that always means there are a lot of moving parts.
That's right. What we've seen now as we move through the legislative session is we began with nearly 2,100 bills. Now we're down to approximately 670. Approximately 125 were killed over the last couple of weeks. Either they were not heard at all, like the education savings account or voucher bill that you talked about earlier, or some of the more controversial bills like the conversion therapy and the business discrimination measure. A lot of those have gone away now, and over the next month and a half or so, the legislature will be dealing with about 670 bills.
Another one of those that went away concerns cold beer and the expansion of sales of cold beer.
Well, the bill itself is still progressing, but it's not in the same form that it was when it was originally introduced by Senator Stephanie Bice. That bill itself would have allowed liquor stores to sell cold High Point beer. Now what the senator says is that this bill is a jumping off point for a discussion of reforming the liquor laws in the state of Oklahoma. As you mentioned a moment ago about moving parts, there are a lot of moving parts to this bill. At the end of the legislative session, we will not see legislation that allows cold beer in liquor stores, but what we may see is the beginning of a movement towards reforming our liquor laws.
The House and Senate each passed bills concerning texting and driving.
That's right. Both bills make it a secondary offense, which means if you're stopped for something else, speeding, a broken tail light, and you were seen to be texting, you can receive a ticket for that. What was interesting about this discussion in the Senate was that a freshman lawmaker was almost able to make it a primary offense, something one could be stopped for solely on the basis of texting and driving. He attached an amendment to the bill. After a few minutes, the senators realized what he had done and were able to back up the bill and remove his amendment, much to the chagrin of some, like the House and Senate Democratic leaders, who want to see it a primary offense.
eCapitol News Director Shawn Ashley, thank you.
You're very welcome.